All right, everybody. Just wanted to give you guys an update video and let you know that the MULE project is officially finished. Check that out. This thing, man, it came out better than I could have hoped. And it was not without its challenges, and I'll explain those here in a second. But I just want to show you guys around the bike real quick. So as far as the carburetor goes, the only thing that I've done to this is drill some holes in that cap just to let a little bit more airflow in more efficiently. It's got a upgraded, it's got a chain tensioner, which I've put an upgraded spring on, just a more stronger spring. We got the high voltage BBR tuning performance CDI, so that's going to give us way better spark and therefore better low end power, better fuel efficiency. Obviously, we got our new tires, got our solid light system on there, phone holder, which I am like a fanboy, religiously buy these phone holders. I won't use any other type of phone holder. This one holds it best for these bikes. Um, Still got to upgrade the exhaust, but that's in the future to be continued sort of thing. Had to kind of fabricate a bracket here. This bracket does come with it, but the one to wrap around here is meant for a smaller tube. So I had an additional one of these laying around that I had to kind of bend and get it adjusted so that it could fit around here. But now it's nice and secure. And if you're running one of these V2s, you have to have that because you got to stabilize that exhaust or it's going to shake right off after a while, even with Loctite. Uh, got a fire extinguisher that's just for safety, which realistically it's probably would never ever have to be used. Um, got our full light system. Turn signals and all that. You want signals with these bikes because cars don't see you. I got a short that I made about that, and I really take it seriously. The other bike, the Scout bike, this one has officially had its engine removed, and it's ready for the next one, the V2 that's going on to this one. So that's going to be an awesome project, and I'll be filming and putting a lot more videos out as I'm putting this one together. Um, Basically showing the steps of assembling it and everything. Got our kit here. Everything is all in order. The engine, everything's looking good. I got to get this piston attached. I got to put the pins and everything inside there. So now that that's all squared away, what I want to get to and explain to you guys is, before I get to that, Bikeberry has sent me a completely, entirely new kit for free. So when I start the build project on this, I'm gonna pretty much document the whole thing. And they sent it to me more as a constellation for a lot of aggravation I dealt with, which I'll explain here in a second. But nonetheless, it's a whole free V2 kit, and they sent it with an upgraded CDI and the NT speed carburetor. Uh, it's buried in there somewhere. This is a Buffing one, but it came with there it is, the NT speed carburetor. So I will be I guess kind of dedicating that build project to Bikeberry as like uh, I'm going to treat it sort of as a sponsored video, even though they didn't officially say that they're sent this to me to sponsor it. Nonetheless, it's a whole free kit, so I mean, technically they sponsored this build project. So now I'll explain the reason why that happened, which is The reason is because initially when I bought the kit, for one, I was dealing with the shipping was taking forever for them to ship it out to me. It says 3 to 5 days. It stretched out beyond 2 weeks. And the whole time I was calling and giving checkups like every 4 days. I would call and be like, "Hey, what's going on? Hey, what's going on?" And each time I was being told like, "Oh, let me go to the warehouse and go ask them and check." And they were telling me like, "Oh, it's in the final stages of being, taken care of and processed and packed up and all that." Now, the issue with that, because I'm not like an angry person or anything. So like, it's totally forgivable. I'm like, shit happens. The issue though is the third or fourth time that I called and asked about it, they said the same thing is in the final stages of being packed up and it'd be shipped out like the next day. I got it like 2 days later. And when I opened up the package, I mean, that's what we were looking at. That's what I was dealing with. Make sure it's focusing on that. Yeah. So, I mean, that's just kind of ridiculous. That's This is after polishing it, so, like, even though that's still there, it is, like, almost completely smooth, so this isn't gonna affect it. It wasn't as bad on the cylinder head, but on the cylinder body, much worse. I don't know if this is enough to make it not functional, but nonetheless, I was like, "That's gotta be rectified." In addition to that, we got the, intake port, like, looks like it was dropped and just, like, totally bent, so I couldn't even get the carburetor on this, and then on the bottom here, you can see there's just, like, a significant amount of rust. Now, that rust isn't anything that's gonna affect its performance or anything, but nonetheless, the thing that kinda irked me about the situation when I got it and saw it in that condition is that, if you said it was in the final stages of being packed up and then it arrives to me 2 days later, that means that whoever packed it saw the condition it was in because they only just packed it a couple days ago. A- And, and so that means that they saw it in that condition and said, well, whatever, and put it in the box and sent it to me. So, I called them and try to get a hold of them, and it was a little bit difficult to reach anybody. So I called the phone number they have on the website, and I think this is where the main issue of miscommunication came in that made it so difficult, which was I'm pretty sure that when you call their phone number, the phone number of the website to bikeberry, it connects you to the company that they source like the stock engines from, and then they do a little bit of this and that to it, and then they pack it and resell it with a more reliable uh chance of making sure it doesn't have any problems because they've kind of done a second quality check on it basically. um and so that's why I was like, what the hell. I went through this company because I didn't want to just buy some cheap crap from a warehouse that was going to be in condition like this. um so the issue is they were who I contacted, I'm pretty sure, when I called. The emails and everything were going to the bikeberry company. The problem with that is the people I talked to over the phone, they were only willing to send me a cylinder body. Like I said, the head's not a big deal, but the cylinder body, they were willing to send me a new one of those. Um, but the problem was that in addition to the damage, the bike kit is advertised to to come with the high performance CDI and the NT speed carburetor. It's advertised that way on the website, or was. So, being that I already had a regular BT 100 that wasn't with the upgraded cylinder body and cylinder head and all that, um, I wanted to get the parts to upgrade that so that it would match this kit. So when these weren't in the package like advertised, I was like, "Hey, what's the deal with that? That's pretty, you guys just sent me the regular stock ones." They kept arguing with me that like it's the same thing, it's the same thing. I'm like, they are not the same thing. Like it got very annoying talking to them because they just kept telling me, they kept arguing that it's the same thing on the basis that the engine will run using either part. But what I kept explaining to them was, for one, even though it will run on both versions of the parts, it's not going to be the same performance. These are performance parts. The stock ones are stock parts. But it was like one of those things where they just kept talking in circles to me and basically giving me the VA runaround, which, if you're a veteran, you know what that is, where they're pretty much just trying to like act like they're dumb to the point where hoping that it'll like annoy you to be like, screw it, whatever, I'll just deal with it and keep it. Uh, that simply was not going to do because I've dealt with the VA. So I know how to be patient on the phone and not lose my temper. And so I just kept re explaining and re explaining and re explaining. All the while, I kept sending emails to the company. Now, what ended up happening with the warehouse company was that they were willing to send me a cylinder body and give me a $20 and a $30 gift card. Problem was is that when I asked what parts I needed to get so that my other one would match this kit, they told me specifically that I would need to buy these so that they would match because they came in this kit. So I spent like, I think $72 in total after shipping, or 74 bucks for these parts. And then I get it and the kit I bought doesn't have those. So I'm like, so now you guys have, in addition to everything in the aggravation and the damage, you now, from your mouths yourselves, told me to buy parts that I technically didn't need to buy. And then the gift cards they gave me didn't even equate to the amount of these, and they weren't trying to compensate me at all for those to begin with. But it was when Bikeberry sent me a response email while I was on the phone with them, confirming that yes, it was misadvertised. They flagged it so that they could fix it, yada yada yada. But I'm still sitting there with my thumb up my ass, like, yeah, but I'm the customer. What about me? And so they compensated me with those discounts and all that. And I was like, I guess that's, at that point, I was like, I guess that's all I'm going to get away with out of this situation. Um, and then I think what happened though was down the line, someone at the Bikeberry company, the actual Bikeberry company, not their supplier warehouse place, I think saw my emails that were much more detailed and everything like that. Um, and they must have been like, "Holy shit! Like this guy really got screwed over. We better send him a whole kit. Like this is, he got done really wrong here." Um, and so I think that's why they sent me the kit for free. That the third kit, but so nonetheless, when it all boils down, regardless of all the aggravation, regardless of everything that happened and how it went down, uh, I really appreciate that Bikeberry ultimately went above and beyond to go even farther than making this right. They genuinely, really really made up for the situation and then some. So just wanted to get that all clarified because I've been reserving my review on that whole situation. Just until I knew that I could have everything squared away and be able to finish these projects without any more issues coming in the lane. So now that I have, I'm happy to give the review, and it's not again, I'm not sponsored or anything by Bikeberry, so my review here is totally honest. Everything is completely, factual. I've got all the screenshots of the emails and stuff like that if need be for proof or whatever. Which I don't know why any of you guys would care about that, but I have them. So Bikeberry, good on you guys. Really appreciate it. You did a awesome job going above and beyond to make up for this inconvenience that I dealt with. So that being said, we'll finish this video up. But what I'm going to let you guys know is, like I said, when it comes to the scout bike, as I'm building this one, I'm going to make a lot more effort to document all the steps of putting this together. So once I'm done with this, I'm actually going to pretty much jump right over to setting up to film the next part of the next video, which is assembling the engine. I'm going to show you guys how to get the piston on there and secure, and get this all put together, sandwiched on. Um, Kind of give you guys the basics of like what type of inspection I like to give these things before putting them all together and everything. Um, and of course, there'll be explanations of the why and the hows and the this, that, and the other. So that's gonna be it for now. And then as we move into more projects, you guys will be seeing more and more detailed steps in how to put these things together. After the engine goes, I'm going to show you how to mount the thing, show you how I like to mount it so that it's the most secure and safe as possible and everything like that. Show you how I set the chain and get it adjusted easily and this, da, da, da. I'll give you guys every step, Uh, Suffice it to say, I'm gonna hold your hand and walk you through building one of these. Um, so just keep an eye out for my next videos coming up. They should come out probably later on tonight or something once I finish and I'm able to upload them. And just a request, you guys, if you don't mind, if you guys are enjoying the content, I know I'm still kind of getting the hang of things, but if you're enjoying the content that I put out, I didn't start this channel to try and make any money or try to get any fame or anything. It's strictly just because I want to teach people how to, teach people the stuff I know. I just feel like you should always share not your knowledge if you have it for free to give. So but that being said, the best way I'm going to be able to get this stuff, this information and everything spread out to more people is if my videos are getting more promoted out there more by YouTube, the algorithm or whatever. So if you guys like the content, as all the other people say, hit the like, give me a subscribe if you'd be so gracious. Hit the bell so that whenever I make a video, like it'll right away notify you that I just posted. And oh, don't be don't be shy at all to comment on my videos. I'd love to have some interaction with my audience, and maybe you guys have suggestions and stuff or know something that I don't know. I'm always willing to learn a new thing and take tips. Walked into that one a little bit. Uh, but yeah, so when you do that, especially when you comment on my videos, YouTube puts that in the algorithm or whatever the hell it does, and it'll put out my video for more people to see it. I'm also noticing that my shorts get a lot more attention than my long form videos, so you'll be seeing a lot more shorts as well. Because I think that'll be another way to help get people's attention and make them, be like, oh shit, let me check this channel out. So, anyways, as usual, I'm doing the Midwestern goodbye, taking forever. But yeah, so that's it for now, guys, and I'll catch you in the next video.